Let him head spend the night. First, I want you to
stop, drop, and roll with it. Hey, how low can you go with it? If you freak me, how you move it on the floor with it? Hey, baby girl, you can so get it.
What's going on?
Yeah, like, can you say hello for us?
Oh, wait.
Working. Everything's not working. Paul.
Yes.
How are you, sir? It's Ford.
Oh, very good. How are you?
Good. I'm waiting on Joshua, right? Is he calling in too, no?
Yeah. He's calling right now.
Oh, he's late. He's late. Time is his enemy. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
There he is.
He's right on time.
Let's add him to the group call. There he is. Joshua, are you there?
I am.
All right. Gentlemen, for those people listening who do not know, Paul Richmond made a painting of Noah's Ark, and he changed it up a little bit. Paul, why don't you tell us what you did to Noah's Ark?
Okay, sure. I sort of put my own spin on it. I wanted to make a painting that would express my feelings of optimism about the marriage equality movement. So I replaced some of the typical characters that you normally would see on the art painting with same-sex couples, human and animal. We have some gay penguins and elephants and flamingos, but then we also have some celebrity couples like Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi. And then surrounding the ark in the waters are who I would consider the drowning sinners of this movement, which are the anti-gay activists and people who have spoken out against marriage equality. So the message is basically that I feel we are moving in the right direction and that this is going to be a reality for all of us soon.
Floating in the water is the Westboro Baptist Church. There's a yes, there's a sign. And Nate's, just to veer off topic for just a brief moment, he brought up Portia de Rossi. Now she's in Arrested Development.
There you go.
So there's another reason to watch Arrested Development.
Because she's
in it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I guess that comes,
that's great.
Comes full circle.
So, Joshua, now you are the man behind the Marriage Evolved. It's to benefit the Sea Bus of Love wedding trip, which is next month, correct?
It's this month. It's June 21st.
Oh, June 21st. We'll see, Paul put next month. See what happens when somebody else gives you the information, Paul Richmond?
You're looking at old news. That's why I wrote that a few weeks ago.
Oh, see? Okay. Well, I didn't know that you were sending me a canned email there, Paul.
I'm sorry. I wrote it just for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, you're a liar. Hello.
Are you going to show this picture or what?
I should show that up on the webcam.
Maybe
probably,
you should.
Thank you for rudely reminding me. So tell us about the, Joshua, tell us about the Marriage Evolved Sea Bus of Love. Tell us about that. What is that?
Yeah, so Stephen and I are actually involved on a national lawsuit with SLB and OutServe. And we are fighting for marriage equality for military spouses so that they can get the same benefits as their counterparts. And we're also doing some stuff locally in Ohio with Freedom Ohio. And we decided, it was difficult when Stephen and I were together. We got married while he was deployed in Iraq. He came home on leave. And it wasn't exactly easy for the LGBT community right now. It's, kind of a bit of a haywire process. If you really wanted to marry the person that you're in love with, even though the state you live in may not necessarily recognize it, you got to kind of go through a process to figure out where you could, make that commitment. And so with that in mind, we created the Sea Bus of Love. It's called Sea Bus because Columbus is where we live. It's leaving from Columbus, and Sea Bus is kind of the abbreviation for the city. It's an extremely friendly LGBT city. The mayor's a great supporter, but it's not legal in Ohio. So we created this project. Didn't know if we'd actually even collect 25 couples, and sadly we actually had to turn away a significant number of couples. And we're taking 25 couples to D.C. To marry in front of the Supreme Court, where hopefully DOMA will be defeated.
I just want to say that I would love to see the day when an extremely hostile LGBT community, actually. I mean, like, everyone's always like, they're always so happy and full of love.
Rainbows,
I want to see a hostile one.
Rainbows,
I want to see people be like, yeah, we're going to fucking kill
You can't be hostile around rainbows.
You can be. You can be. Rainbows are accompanied with lightning, and lightning can kill you.
Have you ever seen the movies Leprechaun?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I took. You said we're extremely nice, we're extremely happy. I just want to see a hostile one with like bats and shit, like beating like straight people.
I don't know what to that battle.
I think it'd be cool. That's what you guys should do. You should protest.
We can get pissed off too sometimes.
You guys can protest the Westboro Baptist Church protesting with bats.
There you go.
You know,
you guys have tried.
Right.
You've tried the nice thing,
Yeah.
and it's not really working out. So do what the mob does and use a little force.
Mob style.
Have you ever seen they call them the Angels at the Pride event?
Yeah. Is that the ones who are the biker gang?
Yeah. Well, they have the bikers, and I think those are kind of more entertaining because it frustrates them typically because they're being drowned out by a bunch of big burly motorcycles, which I imagine they typically hope would actually be against us. But
so you guys get a bunch of police batons, and you call yourselves gays with berets, and you guys are like the green berets, and you just beat the shit out of Westboro Baptist Church people. It'd be awesome.
Well, we'll take all these tips back to headquarters.
Yeah. Do you guys ever come to Chicago for like Gay Pride weekend? It's pretty big.
I haven't been to
big.
Chicago for Pride.
You should. It's awesome.
I've been to it a few times. It's amazing. Chicago's a great city too.
And Boys Town, you guys obviously would love it.
Love it. I went there a couple years ago.
No, yeah, the Chicago Gay Pride thing is actually pretty cool.
Huge.
It's huge.
It's
they do a lot
such a big deal, and it's awesome.
So, Paul, let's talk about this painting specifically.
Okay.
Is your goal to piss off Christians or what?
No, not at all.
That's a hard question.
The goal with this painting is the same goal that I have with all of my work, which is just to express what I feel about what is happening, in the world and specifically in my life. And I am one of the couples participating in the Sea Bus of Love, so the issue of marriage equality is very important to me. And I looked at the story of Noah's Ark like I would any great, mythical story or folklore or religious story, whatever term you would like to use for it. But those kinds of stories have been reinterpreted in art throughout history. So it was a perfect metaphor for the message that I wanted to communicate. But I was not really setting out to piss off anybody. I mean, I certainly realized that it could be controversial, and I don't mind that. But, more importantly,
I lost him. Skype it.
Did we lose them?
What happened?
Yep.
Let me add that it was very well done, though. You can tell that you have a lot of artistic ability.
He left.
So
He's
gone.
it doesn't matter. I can still talk about it.
There we go.
Are you guys back?
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Go ahead and answer that one.
I'm trying to. Okay, we lost you.
Yeah, I dropped. Sorry about that.
That's
You're
okay.
back.
We lost. We don't have Paul though. This is Joshua. We don't have Paul. Hopefully, Paul calls back. So
okay.
We
All
could.
He's still talking.
Call back, he said.
Yeah, he can talk.
Oh no, they're in the same room.
Oh,
So tell
he's going on. So what I really want people to know is.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. We'll get Paul back on here. We'll.
Oh, there we are.
There we are.
There we
Okay.
go. All right, Paul, you there?
Yes.
Now, this isn't your first painting. I saw when I Googled your name, I saw that you did one with a bunch of half-naked men, a series of them.
Yeah, Googling my name can be kind of a dangerous prospect.
Yes.
Was it called It's Raining Men?
That would preclude the Noah's Ark picture because then it would be flooding men.
So explain that series of half-naked men, please.
They are naked men with a purpose. It's called my Cheesecake Boys series. I did a reinterpretation of the pinup girls from the 40s and 50s with all male models. So it was kind of making a statement about gender roles and stereotypes about what is sexy for men versus women and that kind of thing. And plus, it was just fun for me to paint.
So have you with Noah's do you call it gay Noah's Ark? I mean, what do you call it? Right?
It is called Noah's Gay Wedding Cruise for anybody who would like to Google it.
All right. So Noah's Gay Wedding Cruise.
Yeah.
Have you received any death threats? Has the WBC been after you?
No, I mean, no. It's been very very mild. There have been some angry tweets and things, and there have been a lot of articles and stuff, but really all of the publicity has just led to, more interest in the piece and more sales of prints. And I should say that all of the proceeds from the sale of the prints is going directly to Marriage Evolved to help pay for the wedding trip next month. So anybody who's interested in purchasing one to help support our trip can order them on my website at paulrichmondstore.com.
It's this month, Paul, not next month.
Oh, that's right. It's coming up so soon.
This coming from the guy who screws up the week every single time he screws up the day of the week.
Hey,
It's already June.
So, Paul, what's the actual, or Joshua, whoever wants to answer, what's the actual date that you guys are leaving C-Bus and headed to Obama land?
We leave Friday bright and early, and the couples get there around noon. They get married around 1 or 2 o'clock. Enjoy a little bit of the city, a nice dinner in Maryland, and then head back home.
So, are these, I see, because I don't really follow, I follow it when it comes out in the news, but, so are these weddings going to be legal?
Yeah, they'll be legal in states where gay marriage is recognized.
Which
but then
are,
when we come back home to Ohio, it will not be recognized.
Okay.
So we're kind of in a state right now where everything in our country is sort of screwy with this. So basically, we'll be married in some states, but not in others.
and how much did that piss you off?
It pisses me off. I'll be one of those angry gay people you were talking about earlier. It's
Yes.
stupid.
We like anger. We like anger here. So if you, and you can swear and you could be violent here. It's okay. So,
I usually just kind of close with a friendly giggle, though. That's just my way.
You can express yourself
Paul,
freely.
Paul,
Freely.
tell us how pissed off you are that you only be married in some states, not in others, and that includes your own state of Ohio.
I'm pissed off. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I
That
kind
was the
of.
nicest pissed off I've
Yeah,
ever heard in my entire
that was the worst pissed off
I don't want to see you like really
He's
pissed.
like, I'm just really
I get
frazzled.
all of my frustrations on my canvases, so.
I'm really PO'd.
Yeah.
Yes. You'll just
This-
take that anger and make more paintings to piss off Bible thumpers. That's
Exactly. I can do a lot more with a paintbrush than with words. That's for sure.
well. Hey, if
He's
you
a
ever
true artist.
if you ever need help expressing your words verbally, you could just shoot me an email, and I could probably write up the most harshest thing you've ever heard.
Yeah.
So
You're like a unique reverse PR editor.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You really nailed that one on the head.
Yeah.
We got some tweets rolling through. Bill Todd 30 on Twitter said, and I quote, see now, Paul, you should take lessons from Bill Todd 30 here. He said,
Okay.
I'll cut a bitch to marry a man I've loved for 30 years.
Hey.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So, I'm not a religious guy,
But you
okay?
still cut a bitch.
And to be honest with you, gay marriage does not bother me. If you guys want to do that, by all means. Hey, if you guys want to put that label, I'm one of the guys. I don't want to be married at all to a guy or a girl. So for me, from my standpoint, I'm like, hey, if you guys want to function up, go ahead, man. You guys go ahead, get married. Because over here on the straight side, when you get married, shit is never the same. I don't know. I don't know what it's like on the gay side. Now, my uncle's gay. My dad's brother is gay, but he's never been married to a man, so I don't know what it's like. When gays get married, is it still the same relationship, or does shit change? Paul, we'll start with you.
Okay. Well, I heard a quote once that said, gay people should be allowed to suffer as much as straight people by getting married, and I think that's the honest truth. Marriage is different for every person, but honestly, I don't even like calling it gay marriage because we don't want something separate. We just want the same thing that everybody else is able to do. We want the same opportunities as every other citizen in this country, and that is just to get married. So no, I don't think it's any different.
Now, Josh, you have anything to add to that? The married life of a gay man?
Yeah, I've been married for 2 years. Paul's technically not married yet. He's getting married June 21st, right? Whenever that is. I mean, here's the thing. You look at this bus, and there's 189 years combined committed relationships. So a lot of couples, meet for a few weeks, get married, and then divorce over Twitter. So with about a 50% success rate, I think that we probably have an opportunity to improve the success rate of marriages with the average commitment that I'm seeing on this bus. So I'm pretty excited about it.
All right, Paul, I got a hard-hitting question for you, Paul.
Okay, I'm ready.
Why do you think they, meaning society, don't want gay couples to get married?
It's probably different for different people, but I think in general, a lot of that just comes from people who don't maybe necessarily know that a gay person, or at least realize that, someone in their life is gay. So it's just this hypothetical, scary thing that they have been taught from the time that they were children, that it's wrong and it's evil. And, so they, I think, want to do the right thing and often are preaching what they have been taught in their churches or in their homes. But what they don't realize is that we're not trying to change anybody else's lives. We just, we don't want to hurt anyone. We don't want to impact anybody else. We just want to have equal rights as everyone else. So this is not about trying to influence other people. This is just about us being able to, have access to the same rights as everyone. I just believe that people are afraid of what they don't understand.
Josh.
Hey, Ford.
Yes, sir.
Can I add to that a little bit?
You, by all means.
I appreciate that. Thank you. So, I honestly think it's a generational piece. If you look at statistics now, basically anybody who's under 30, it's about 80% approval. I think the nice thing is we're just moving to the point where the gay community is becoming more confident. The environment's becoming slowly but surely a little bit more LGBT friendly, and we're willing to come out sooner. We're willing to share our story sooner. Somebody like my husband, Stephen, is willing to come out on national TV and confront Republican candidates. And what happens is a person's actually connected with that icky feeling, and suddenly they realize it's just a person. There's this weird, and I want to point this out because I think it's a neat example. When you are introduced to somebody's grandparents, do you think of anything else but their relationship? Do you think of what happens with them behind closed doors?
No.
My grandma was making cookies. That's what she was doing behind closed doors.
In her drawers.
In her drawers.
Well, you get what I mean. So all we want is the same respect. We don't, when we meet somebody as a couple, we want them to stay out of our personal lives because we pay them that respect. When we meet a family and they have kids and they have a husband and a wife, what we think about is, wow, look at the relationship they developed, look at the family they've built. We don't sit there and try to figure out how they physically went about making children or what they do on a night when they're both in a really good mood. I mean, that's just not a place that we go.
Right.
And so the people that continue to go there mentally, I almost kind of think it's sad for them that they really can't look past everyone's sex life the minute they meet them as a couple, because that's not what this is about. That's never been what this is about.
Now, I have another question for you guys, but first, before I get to that, Fred and John Forgus Feely posted on our Ford Show page, facebook.com/TheFordShow. Way to go, Paul. I'm sorry, Josh didn't include you. He said, way to go, Paul, listening in from Texas. And, it's a picture of him, I'm assuming a husband or a boyfriend or something of the sort. All right, so here's my next question.
Thank you, God.
Here's my next question. Josh, I'll start with you. Are you, because there's always been that big debate on whether or not you're born gay or you turn gay. Could society turn you gay? Are you born gay, Josh, or could MTV late night turn you gay?
I want to answer that and then go into a little detail. I was born gay. I can tell you that when you look at examples like Westboro Baptist Church, or you have Republican candidates who vehemently talk about constitutionally banning who you are as a person from marrying who you love, there's no way in the world somebody would choose to go through all that denigration and demagoguing in such negative manners. You just wouldn't choose it. I mean, if I could choose to take an easier path and have kids and legally wed somebody and not have to worry about my spouse when they're overseas at war, if I'm going to be notified when they die, I would take the easier path. It's not a choice. I love the person that I love, and I'm as committed to that person as somebody is to the opposite sex.
Paul?
Yeah, same here. I was definitely born gay. I'm actually part of a book that anybody who's interested should check it out. It's called Born This Way. It was compiled by Paul Vitagliano, and it shows photos of gay and lesbian people from when they were children, accompanied by, an essay that they wrote. And so for my photo, I sent a picture of myself when I was 3 years old, wearing a Snow White costume that I constructed out of things that I found around the house. And, Snow White was my first diva. I went around pretending to be her all day. And I quickly transitioned from her to Dolly Parton, and I wanted to then grow up and be Dolly after I saw The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. But my parents tried to kind of steer me away from that direction. But I've just always been very effeminate, and there's no question that I was born gay.
All right, let's see. You guys mentioned you guys, Vegas, was that a tweet you pointing me?
Yeah, got a couple tweets.
All right, well then I got another comment here on the Facebook page.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Maria Manco Fanning wants to know where I can buy a print of this. So Paul, tell us that your website again.
Thanks, Maria, for letting me get another commercial in. Go to paulrichmondstore.com. And it's the very first listing in the store for Noah's Gay Wedding Cruise, the Marriage Evolved edition. It's limited edition print. There are 3 different sizes. And like I said, all of the proceeds benefit Marriage Evolved and our Sea Bus of Love wedding trip in a few weeks.
Just so you know, Paul, I was going to give you another chance to plug out the store. Just so you know. You didn't need to leave that
we
comment.
needed Maria to step in and just make sure.
All right, Patricia.
Oh, don't you sign them? Or no?
Yes, they're all signed and numbered also.
Nice. How many are there?
Josh and his husband are in the painting too. I added them onto the art.
Nice. Now, Patricia on Twitter at PattyW1022, proud rider on the Sea Bus of Love. I'll marry my wife and live as a family. I don't care what the state says. And
awesome.
Angela, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name, said, love Paul and Josh. You guys are doing great. And then Patricia added, because 140 characters were not enough. She added, I ain't afraid to snatch a weave if I need to either. That's a black joke, I think.
Yeah, she got hood on that one.
Todd and I will cut bitches together. And
apparently we have some rowdy people on the bus that you like for it.
Wow, I mean, I might have to join just for the ride. Rob Coons said, I am a Sea Bus of Love passenger, and I was #born this way. So
awesome, Rob.
Yes.
Can I just add that I can't help but think of Lady Gaga's Born This Way song, like every time that's said, just saying.
Yeah.
I figured she wrote the foreword on that book, Born This Way, but I don't think that was the case.
It's certainly trying to capitalize on it, if nothing else.
So you guys mentioned a political. You went to political a little while ago. I can't remember which one of you did, but Obama, who I am not a fan of, for the record, Vegas, correct me if I'm wrong, which I know I'm not, but he campaigned on being a supporter of gay marriage, and then it took him 4 years to finally say, I am a supporter, and come out and say that he was a supporter of gay marriage in an election year, I may add. So, Paul, my question to you, that was a strictly political move by Barack Obama. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't know. I can't go into his head and tell you why he said it.
What do you think?
All I can say is that I am thrilled to be living in a generation when we have a president who, for the first time in history, has come out in support of gay marriage. So whatever his motivation and whatever went on behind the scenes that led to that, I'm thrilled that he did.
Well, don't you think it would be a little more genuine if he did it, let's say, in the first year of his run and not the fourth?
You're looking for genuine in politics?
Well,
Good call.
I'm trying. You think,
He's the one who thinks Mitt Romney would have been genuine.
Mitt Romney is a genuine man.
Yeah.
So actually, I'll tell you this much. When Stephen got booed at the GOP debate, not a month later, I believe, at the HRC event, he came out and said that no one deserved that kind of disrespect. So while maybe he came out and it took him a while to quote-unquote evolve, I will say that he's at least showed that the LGBT community deserves the respect that they should get as human beings.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there was political motivation, but we need every ally to come on board, and whether it's, Rob Portman in Ohio coming on when he did, or Obama doing it, whatever the motivation is, the good news is they're on the right side of history. So more kudos to all of them.
So I'm gonna leave you guys with this. I think I've solved all of your problems just in the last 25 minutes
here we
since you've
go.
been on the air.
Great.
And I'm going to tell you this, and you're going to go, when you guys hang up the phone, Paul's going to look at Josh, Josh is going to look at Paul, and they're going to be like, damn it, why didn't we think of that first?
Bro, I already said gays and berets.
Here's the real simple idea, Josh and Paul. Why don't you move out of shitty Ohio?
Yeah, I was going to suggest that earlier, actually.
We could do that, but then we would be leaving behind all of the people in Ohio who deserve to be able to have the same rights as the people in the other states.
That's why we have Twitter.
Yeah.
That's why we have Twitter. They can follow you, and you can be like...
And we can brag about how awesome it is to be married somewhere else.
Exactly.
Let me add a side note. Minnesota was actually the last state to legalize gay marriage, just so you guys know.
Mm-hmm.
So you can move to Minnesota.
And on another side note, if you move to California, you'll have better
so
fucking
come on,
weather.
Ohio. I mean, really.
You'll have better weather.
We always have fun whenever we say we're married. We always kind of do a little disclosure in participating states. So, yeah.
So
someday we can drop that tagline.
on the webcam, everybody watching can see the
print.
Oh boy, what was the long? You have a long title for that painting.
The
Say it
marriage
again.
boat.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, Paul. What's that title? Noah's gay marriage. What is?
It's the boat's
Allow me.
rocking.
It is Noah's Gay Wedding Cruise, and then it's the Marriage Evolved edition, and that's because this is a special release with all the proceeds going to the Marriage Evolved
Can we
organization.
think of a shortened version of that, just so we can...
I did. I said gay Noah's Ark.
You just gay painting if you want.
So it is paulrichmondstore.com. All the proceeds are going to the Sea Bus of Love, which is leaving shitty Columbus, Ohio, and headed to Obama.
We need all the money we can get. Buy those prints, please.
Yes. And how much are they, Paul?
There are three sizes. The smallest one is $35, and then it goes up to $100 something. I think $150 maybe for the largest.
So we recommend everybody buy the largest.
Yes, please do, and buy multiple. They make great gifts.
There you go.
Yeah, hang it over the bed.
All religious holidays.
Framed.
Give one to your grandmother who doesn't understand.
Yep.
There's a lot of pretty colors on there.
They can hang it right by the Last Supper.
Yes.
Wow.
We'll have to do that one next.
Yes, and a couple. What? A couple more Twitter things. Bill Todd, he says, let Paul and Josh know that all of us C-Bus riders love them and are inspired by them.
There we go.
Aww.
The feeling's mutual, guys.
And Aaron Anderson, this guy, I don't know if he knows what we're doing here, but he used the hashtag so epic, which is nice. But he tweeted us the picture of young Paul in his Snow White outfit.
Oh, that's awesome!
Yes, he must have that book that we were speaking of earlier.
He is on it. Thanks,
Yes,
Aaron.
he is all over. Cheryl A. Davidson said, I'm a rider on the C-Bus, and Paul and Josh are terrific. If the WBC calls in, just ask them when they chose to be straight. I don't think they're calling in. There were threats of them calling in, because we've actually had Shirley Phelps on this show, Paul. I don't know if you knew that, but...
I listened to that episode, actually.
Oh, you did?
Oh, you did? Well, that's fantastic.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that you weren't like a complete advocate of that. That was a little nerve-wracking for us.
He was surprisingly neutral.
Yeah,
actually.
I played.
You did really well. You did really well.
Thank you.
He didn't jump on the WBC bus.
Thank you. Yeah, I was the C-Bus of hate.
The WBC bus of hate.
I was. Some people enjoyed and complimented the fact that I was neutral. Others called me the new Antichrist. I was called but I'm glad.
I'm now in two over this painting, so we have that in common.
You see?
Yeah.
And I crossed over.
They bothered tweeting about him, so they must have not liked him.
I crossed over Joey Vegas, I've crossed over. I talk to the most hateful people on the planet.
Yes, you do.
And I've crossed over now to the other side, to the nicest people on the planet.
Yes.
I can do it all.
Good. That's where we would like to stay.
See? All right, one more tweet here before I let you guys go. Patricia, she said she confirmed 140 characters, never enough to cover all the frustration of being a second-class citizen. You know,
Go, Patricia.
does that bother you guys? Do you guys really think you're second-class citizens?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a civil rights issue.
It's
So,
like you guys are like the new
a prime
blacks.
example, I know
I
that
was
you
just
guys are
gonna
wrapping up,
say.
You guys are the new blacks.
I was just gonna say that.
Seriously.
Now they're going to
No,
be
I-
saying in years to come, you can have it in any color so long as it's gay.
That's a new
you guys,
slogan.
you guys, honestly, it's. But I'll say this though, and I don't mean this as any disrespect to you guys, but we were a little, not we, but white people were a little harsher to blacks. I mean, we made them drink out of separate water fountains and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
you guys, this is, and the thing is, it's odd because it's almost, and again, no disrespect to you guys, but it's almost cool to be gay. You know, back in
That's maybe how it may seem to some people now, but the gay rights movement has been going on for a long time. This is just the next step.
Mhm.
There was certainly a time in our not so distant history when it was even, very, very difficult to be a gay person and to be out.
So when do you go ahead?
Oh, I was gonna say, I feel like it's a small sliver of our human history where it's been unacceptable too, and I cannot find a place in time where it started where all of a sudden someone was like, that's not okay. Because if you look back in ancient history, even in Roman history, Spartan history, any of that, it was like applauded. They were like, why not? Sure, everybody loves each other. Everybody.
You know what's interesting? It became socially unacceptable at some point, right? And what's really funny is the reason why it evolved where it's becoming more acceptable publicly before it's actually going to be legally acceptable is because it's unfortunate when you're gay. It's not like when you grow up. If you're African American, your family can tell you like it's going to be tough, guys.
Yeah.
People are going to say bad things. They're going to call you bad names. Instead, and my family's great now. Don't get me wrong, but like I grew up in a household where they were basically they were bigots against their own son for the longest time, and they had no idea. So it's this weird identity that nobody realizes. So what happens? The reason why I think it's become so acceptable is people suddenly one day realize they had all of these misconceptions, and then their son is gay, or their nephew, or their cousin, or their uncle, like your situation, and they go, "Oh shit. It's not what I thought it was. I'm totally wrong. This is a person. I know them. They're real. They're great. They're nice." And that's both an advantage and disadvantage to our cause. It hurt us for a while, but in some ways we're now getting brave enough to speak up and let people recognize that we're just normal.
My uncle is the stereotype gay man. You ready for this? My uncle is a hairstylist and loves Madonna. Okay?
That's awesome.
Brooke Albright or Albrecht said, can we participate in the gay pride parade with you? Now, I don't know who she's talking to me. I don't know if she's talking to because she doesn't.
I think we need to bring you too. Because we've convinced you in a half hour, haven't we?
Because she doesn't.
Anybody can come and be a part of the gay pride parade. When we come back to Columbus after the marriage ceremony on the 21st, then the 22nd is actually Columbus's Pride celebration. So we will be all 25 couples and Josh and Steve and everybody involved in the Sea Bus of Love will be celebrating throughout the weekend over our Columbus Pride. So everybody nearby should come party with us.
We're very honored. They made us Grand Marshals this year. It's spectacular.
Nice.
It was amazing to Sea Bus of Love.
That's fabulous.
I have to get this out before we let you guys go. And I know I've been letting you guys go for 8 minutes now, but
you don't want us to go, do
I don't.
you?
Yeah, this is the longest goodbye. It's like that awkward hug. Where
Yes.
Like,
I know. Thanks, guys. Jacqueline Hamilton says, Paul, and then I'd like to know this too, Jacqueline. Thanks for doing my job. Paul, who else is in the water besides the Westboro Baptist Church, and why did you choose to include them?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's see if I pull it up so I make sure I don't leave anybody out. My favorite one is Larry Craig over on the left, clinging to the toilet. He was the senator who you may remember a few years ago had the wide stance issue in the bathroom airport.
Yep.
let's see, who else do we have? We have a guitar floating in the back with Pat Boone's signature, and then Ken Starr and
Dan Coulter's in there, right?
Ann Coulter.
Oh man, Ann Coulter, you guys threw her in the water?
Yes, she looked like a drowning rat over on the right. And then let's see, Sally Kern, the Oklahoma
Too funny.
senator. And then there's just a hand reaching up holding a yes on 8 regarding the Proposition 8. So that's just a small sampling. I could do like a series of these paintings and fill the water with
whole
different
Titanic
people.
full.
And there's the God Hates Fags sign for the Westboro Baptist Church floating in the water.
Yeah. And his cowboy hat, Mr. Phelps.
Mm.
And Aaron Anderson, he's all over this shit tonight, man. He goes, that is
he's a plant.
Yes. That is amazing, Jack. So happy for you guys. Oh, he's talking about Jack Gordon. Jack Gordon, I didn't read his tweet. He said, I can't wait to see you on the bus, Paul. We are second-class citizens. My partner and I have been together 28 years. Finally, the bus will give us a chance to marry, but we'll still be second-class here in Ohio when we get home on the 21st. See, Jack, you have to follow Paul and Josh and get the hell out of shitty Ohio.
And move to sunny, pleasant-weathered anywhere else.
Yes.
Move to Boys Town in
To
Chicago.
advocate for this cause, so I don't think he's going anywhere.
I think Ford is like encouraging like a mass gay exodus to the next 13
Hey, I'm just looking out for you guys, man. Okay,
We're just saying, if you guys like 60-degree, rainy, shitty June weather, Chicago's great right now for that. Because it's like 45 here, and we're all
We
freezing.
support the gay community, so.
If all the awesome people threaten to leave, then maybe Ohio will finally catch on and do
There you
something about this.
but make sure they're all taxpayers, so that
Actually, I'd rather
You know.
have you actually stay. Because
no freeloaders on the bus.
I would rather have you stay because you're actually the balance in the force between, because it's always a swing state over there. So you just stay exactly where you are and balance out the crazies. It'd be fine.
Dear.
Yes. All right. So again, it is paulrichmondstore.com. All the proceeds go to the Sea Bus of Love, which leaves once again shitty Columbus, Ohio, and ends up in Obama land, where you will get married and then go back to shitty Columbus, Ohio, and pack your shit and move out of shitty Columbus, Ohio.
We love
you are talking about my wedding day. You could put a little bit of a positive spin on it.
Wow. Well, the positive spin is you are finally going to be married and you will finally be happy until you get home.
If you spend any time at all listening to the show, you understand that marriage and positivity with Ford do not go hand in hand.
They don't mix. They don't mix very well.
That's why I'm here to offer the counter perspective.
Well, I like to thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate you guys gave us a lot of your time this evening, and maybe we'll have to do this again. Maybe in July when you guys are getting ready to move out of Ohio, we can have you back on.
Yeah, we can hear the updates.
We can do a follow-up special to see how the married life is.
Yeah, and I want to know. I want to know how the Sea Bus of Love went. I want to know how that all played out for you guys. So. Definitely.
Hey, just so you know, if anybody wants to watch the wedding, we'll actually be live streaming from seabusoflove.com. So they can actually watch the wedding.
We can act like we're really there.
seabusoflove.com. You're streaming that shit.
They're doing it.
That is awesome. What website are you guys streaming it on? Like, what are you using? What are you using besides your own website? Are you using like a Ustream thing or something like that, or what?
It's a group called Smart Crowds. It's kind of like a social gathering. They're one of our sponsors. They're providing the service, which is normally pretty costly, for free.
Yeah, no
shit. Really exciting.
You're telling me about costly services. I'm the one who does it every week. It is pretty costly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, seabusoflove.com. You can watch it all go down on the 21st of June, correct?
Yeah, correct.
At what time was it? Was it noon?
It'll be about it'll probably be about 1:30 and 2 o'clock, according to how punctual our LGBT bus is.
Eastern Standard Time, correct?
Right.
That's
Eastern
Eastern
Standard
Time. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, guys. I'd like to thank you again. Thank you very much for coming on, and we'll have to get an update from you when you guys get back.
Thanks so much for having us.
Hey, no problem.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Good luck.
Bye.
All right, that was Paul Richmond and Joshua Snyder-Hill. Snyder-Hill. Because he's married.
All the best to them. All the best.
That was fantastic. It was good. I like to know how that whole marriage thing would get, because it doesn't work for straights. So maybe it'll work for them.
Straights.
Straights.
They're fucking straight.
Straights don't. This thing's not working at
Dude,
all.
the Jazzler's done.
Yeah, it's not working at all.